let's talk about map skills. I know it's important to be able to read 1 to 50,000 and 1 to 25,000 Ordnance Survey maps, but can you explain what the numbers mean?
The numbers describe the scale of the map. In other words, the amount of detail that's included. On a 1 to 50,000 map, 2 centimetres represent 1 kilometre in actual distance, and on a 1 to 25,000 map, 4 centimetres represent 1 kilometre. The most important thing to remember is that whatever the scale of the map, 1 grid square on an OS map always represents 1 square kilometre.
And is it right that the top of a map is always north?
Usually yes, although maps should also show 8 compass points. The 4 cardinal points are north, east, south and west. Between these are the half cardinal points of northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. Ordnance Survey maps also have light blue grid lines that run from north to south and from east to west.
The grid lines can be used to pinpoint locations on a map using grid references. Can you explain how to use a 4-figure grid reference?
Begin by looking along the bottom of the map until you find the first 2 numbers of your grid reference. Next, look up the side of the map until you find the second 2 numbers. Follow both lines until you reach the point where they meet. The grid square above and to the right of that point is the relevant grid square.
That sounds straightforward. But what about 6-figure grid references?
The principle is the same, but 6-figure grid references are more accurate. Look along the bottom of the map until you come to the first 2 numbers of the grid reference. To find the third number, you have to imagine that the next grid square is divided into 10 equal parts. In other words, halfway would be 5. Then, look up the side of the map to find the 4th and 5th numbers. Again, you need to imagine the grid square is divided into tenths to locate the 6th number. Follow the 2 imaginary lines until they meet in order to locate the exact 6-figure grid reference.
So, a 6-figure grid reference would pinpoint a 100 square metre area. But how do you measure the distances between 2 places on a map?
You can use a piece of paper to help measure a straight line distance. Place the paper on the map between the 2 places you want to measure, and mark their position. Then, to work out the distance, lay the paper against the scale, which is usually found at the bottom of the map. To measure distances that aren't in a straight line, you can either mark off a piece of paper in small sections, or use a piece of string.
Finally, I understand that relief in geography means the height and shape of the land. But how is relief shown on a map?
Thin, brown contour lines connect all places at the same height. Numbers are written on the contour lines to show the height in metres, usually at 10-metre intervals. The key thing to remember is that the closer together the contour lines are, the steeper the slope will be.
We hope you have enjoyed using Revise on the Move and wish you the best of luck in your exams.